If I were to take advantage of the fact that like just hot girl who is also racist is a profitable niche, I would do it, but I would do it in the like classical traditionalist, like where it's all very cloaked in like, I don't know what you mean, I just really like old sculptures and making stew.
Oh, you do that?
Okay. Dresses. I would be so coy about it. Yeah,
but how would you like? Because you have to do something to like get them off, you know. Like, do you like post something like explicitly racist occasionally, or do you like, or do you like just do like the kind of like
kind of stuff.
Yeah, like dog whistling, like severe dog whistling. But there's also the other kind where it's like, I mean, the Caitlyn Bennett, I guess, is a little. No, you know who's more like this? Ben Shapiro's sister Abby, where she just like. Clearly she's posting to get guys horny, like, you know, like that's like she's like clearly doing that, and then just like, oh no, if you think that's what I'm doing, then you're disgusting. Or
that's
you just
exactly
like do everything?
How I would do it. Because that's what I do now. Is like I'll post like a thirst trap and be like, how dare you? How dare you approach me? And, like that's disgusting that you would do that. Like, yeah, no. But no, I would definitely. Yeah, that's the way to go. I think.
Okay.
Play it
online
very
entrapment.
coy.
I love it.
Yeah.
I guess you got to do a little bit of a mix of everything, you know. But you know, you got to pick one lane that's like your lane, you know.
Yeah.
I think horny racist entrapment is a great contender for.
Yeah, I think the lane you want to go down with that, like I said, it's just like you got to keep it very like just I like Western values. I like traditional family.
I love that,
like just very.
I get so worked up about the whole when like the, you know, those kind of guys, like they really get my goat, you know, and it's a whole thing where they like never define what Western society is in any way. Like it's just like it's a vibe. It's just, you know what I'm talking about. It's not. We know what it's not, right?
It's I have this a lot with. Are you familiar with that account on Twitter called The Cultural Tutor?
Oh yes, yes. I actually get.
I swear to God, that guy is fash. Like he is fully.
You would think he is. But then I read every one of his fucking things, and it's not. It's like I keep waiting for it, but I know,
and the shoe never drops.
It never drops.
Like, you can feel it. You can tell it's there.
It's everything except for he never. I haven't even like, and I've read through the things I've gotten. There's not even dog whistles in it. It's literally just like
type of right wing like grifter I want to be. Is where it's so abstracted that you're like, is she? Fuck.
Yeah.
Like I want it to be so abstract that you can't tell if I think the Holocaust didn't happen or if it was good. Like that's how abstract
that's the
I want
for being a fucking fascist. Look,
the sweet spot for being
probably didn't happen, but if it did, it's good.
It would have been good. Yeah,
they didn't do enough of it, is what I'm saying.
It's like the Three Little Pigs it's the Goldilocks and the Three Bears for fashion.
Yeah, this is just right.
This genocide is too much. This genocide is just right. Is this a paywalled episode?
No.
Oh God, no. We're fucked.
Nobody put it in the newspaper that I've said any of these things.
Good call.
This genocide is too white.
Well, this is as good a spot as any to welcome all the listeners to episode 68 of The Succ. We're only one mainline episode away from the last episode I feel like I'll ever have to be on. When we finally hit episode 69, I can retire from The Succ. I'll be satisfied.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ashley.
Got to get to 420, Phil. Sorry.
Nice. Oh, that'll be my next. That's always the next goal. Yeah.
The multi-year-long experiment known as The Succ will be coming to an end.
Phil died on the way back to his home planet. I don't know what to talk about. I'm just looking at the show notes, and I feel like we missed the chance to get really down on Steven Crowder on the last episode. So
perfect, because I wasn't on that one, and I'm ready to get down on Steven Crowder.
Yeah. Apparently, lots of people got down on Steven Crowder.
Apparently, or at least he wanted them to. I guess the real move there. This says he showed his genitals to employees. Surprise, surprise, not. I mean, that track, right?
But in like such a weird. Why do like hyper masculine hetero dudes do the like the gay exposure thing where it's just like, haha, I'm not gay, here's my dick.
Yeah, it's such a thing. It's such a thing.
Well, explain to me, is that what happened? He showed his dick and balls to other male employees, like as a shtick?
So I
thought it was more of like a Louis C.K. thing, but no, I didn't know.
No, it's not a Louis C.K. thing. He would just like expose himself. Apparently, it seems like he was bullying one guy in particular, where he would sneak up behind him and rest his cock and balls on his shoulder. And then
wait, that's an Aziz Ansari
bit.
So that's like, it is sexual harassment, but also like, I don't know, man. I had 3 brothers. They did that kind of shit to each other all the time.
It's just different. Your brothers didn't get paid to work for each other. You know? That's basically where the problem is.
That would have been fucked up if they did.
These people are
like, hey guys, I paid my sister to drop my junk on her back.
It's like these people are like a captive audience.
No, I get it. I mean, I think if things got bad enough between your brothers, there could have been sexual harassment claims there too. But like, I think, you know, we all do weird fucking shit with our siblings growing up because we're siblings, you know, like we see the worst in each other and we kind of get it.
We're also
you
not
put your dick and balls on my shoulder.
That's
yeah, exactly. That's a key point, Willow, right? Like, we're not, you know, you were like children or adolescents. He's a full grown man with a job where he's employing people. But I also just want to make a note that one of the people that like is claiming that this happened to them is named Jared Monroe, who Crowder called, quote, not gay Jared.
Yeah. So not gay Jared was the one who got the brunt of it.
Yeah.
So who's gay Jared?
We have no idea. But presumably there's a gay Jared.
Find gay Jared. I'm worried about gay Jared. Look at the environment he was made to work in.
Gay Jared take the stand.
I enjoy watching like
Jared on the show.
Gay Jared, if you're out there, we've got a seat on the pod ready for you. Come speak your truth in a safe environment. We will hear you out.
Gay Jared never, he didn't come forward because he loved it.
He was into it. He was actually
Steven Crowder to do it to him.
Steven Crowder, because he was just like wanting the dick and balls there, and he was like, Steven, you know what I like. And Steven's like, fuck.
It's okay to do victim blaming if the victim blaming is if the victim is a guy that we made up, right?
Gay Jared is now our official straw man.
Steven was the victim in that situation.
Victim who always wants it. Always asks for it.
Oh God.
The victim who always wants it fallacy.
I'm just imagining a situation where you're like trying to elicit people to put their dick and balls on your shoulder, or like you get called to HR for that. Like, hey, Steven, why don't you come put those dick and balls on my shoulder again? No, Jared, go. The HR is going to hear about this, okay? Don't ask me again. To be clear, though,
dick and balls on the shoulder, because like dick on shoulder, like you could just flop it out, haha, quick prank. Dick and balls on the shoulder, you're like kind of placing them, on, right? Like you've got to.
It's referred to as his junk, which feels like I always think of dick and balls when I think of junk. That's the whole junk, you know. That's not just.
Yeah,
if it was just dick, you'd just say he put his dick on my shoulder.
Yeah.
Right.
It's also even weirder, like just put the dick on. Is that not weirder?
No,
only taking the dick out.
The balls is more.
It's more weird.
Well, it's more.
Well, it's certainly more.
more. More.
Simply more.
It's simply more, and by virtue of being more, it's more repulsive.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's because not only is it more flesh on flesh, like just more surface contact area,
Probably some
but
sweat.
That too.
Was he
Plus,
hard,
again,
though?
the additional effort, because again, you can't just get the balls to lay on the shoulder, right? You would
Right.
have to like actively aim.
You definitely could.
You have to place it. Yeah, you would have to kind of lift it and
Exactly.
place it,
If you were,
Yeah.
I mean,
You'd
Gay
have
Jared
to
knows
have
what he's
like
doing.
a very strong man, a big gay Jared, perhaps.
Big Jared with
Well, okay, let's take into account that
lowering
it's just
shoulders,
right?
A secret third Jared.
onto the shoulder.
If you're taking the dick out, you can actually keep your pants on for the moment. You can unzip, dick on
Yeah.
shoulder. It's like a tactical move. But if
Yeah.
you're gonna do balls too, I mean, you can get it through the pants, but it's quite
You're
a bit
taking a
more
risk.
risky.
Yeah, it's
You
also
basically have to
it's a
drop
lot.
trowel to
Yeah.
get balls and dick on.
Yeah,
shoulder.
because I
Like,
think to get the balls on shoulder, it would have to be like when you put on a bra, you have to kind of lean forward a little bit so that they like fall into the cups, you know.
Sure.
and
I have
so
to do that every time.
Of course, yeah.
I do with my balls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you wear those underwear that have like the ball hammock, I imagine you also have to kind of lift and plop in.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, I have those. You do.
Speedo
You
kind
have
of
to
thing.
like
Yeah, it's a lift in place, right?
Banana hammock.
Yeah.
a little bit. Yeah.
You're not just letting it. You're not letting the chips fall where they may.
It just
Right?
doesn't work. It's just it just
Yeah.
doesn't work.
Exactly.
Doesn't work that way.
Yeah. So I think there was a
So I will say
malicious
the ball
ball
hammock
intent.
makes it much harder to place your balls on someone's shoulder because then you have to get them out of the hammock and
That's-
then out of the underwear and out of the pants. It's a big
That's
deal.
true. That's adding an
I
additional
can tell you,
layer
I've
of
done this many
packaging.
times.
You have to
Trying to
unfeng
get
shui all
My
of
kids
that.
are very bothered by my behavior in public these days. Like, Dad, stop. I'll edit
Yeah,
that
that's
out.
also like the whole junk is like the whole junk is like a button unzip thing where the dick could just be, you fish it out.
Sure.
You do the old hook and you're good. But you ain't getting your balls out there. No, that ain't happening.
Maybe
That's
he
like
just
a
has
whole
like
ordeal.
extremely long balls.
Yeah, long, narrow
Thin,
balls.
long balls, like a jellyfish.
Long balls
He's
crowd.
snake.
They're
Takes it out.
almost the length of the dick.
It looks like he has
So-
two dicks, but they're not.
Yeah, it looks kind of like 3 hot dogs. And 2 are slightly smaller than the other
long,
one.
thin hot dogs.
Yeah, there you go. It's like something
Exactly like that. Yeah.
Your
Oh,
head
man.
on.
And they're smooth like an egg, which is weird.
Just golf balls in a crew sock. Like it's just long and narrow. And oh, I ruined my own day with that.
Yeah. No, you gotta put
Alright,
those. You gotta
Steve
put those on something.
Sorry. So I don't want to. This is still on track, I guess. But did you guys last? Can we talk about his divorce because I didn't get to join
Five
in?
on Crowder's balls. So I mean, yeah, like we're get us back on track, Matt. What do you-
He's getting divorced, which is the whole reason that I'm even caring about him right now. And I was saying in the group chat that I'm taking a personal enjoyment in a way that I feel guilty about because it makes me a bad person because of how much pleasure I'm getting from it at a personal level.
Sure. Well,
So but fuck him. It's great.
For sure. I mean, it's difficult to, treat someone as empty and malicious as he is. He's just a vessel of pure, craven,
just opportunistic hate.
cruelty. Yeah.
I hear you, man. It's like bad to like kind of fall into that behavior yourself, but like it's also great to see a shitty person like
God,
get
he's
what they
such a
deserve. You know, like,
piece of fucking shit. Little
I-
Rifter.
He
Fuck
is
you.
my
So happy.
enemy. He's my fucking enemy.
like I said in our group chat recently, I think it's really good for you to have like at least some moment of catharsis about a shitty person. It's just that like you just shouldn't be seeking it out. If
Right.
one is
Yeah,
presented to you like this, take it.
Yeah,
That's
it's
the
for free.
universe saying,
Yeah.
I
"Have
would
one on
just
me,
say
baby."
don't let your hatred of somebody shitty, turn you into a shitty person. Is what
Right,
it comes
yeah.
down to. Like,
Yeah,
you can
but you
easily
can have fun with
relish in their downfall and still not become a hateful person. That's the key.
Yeah, every day, every night before bed, I am praying on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people's downfalls.
I'm that hater.
Yeah, I'm that hater. Yeah.
I definitely have fallen into the hater camp. I mean, with 68 episodes of the Suck, because clearly I'm a hater, but I don't in life. I don't usually. I used to be in the let people enjoy things camp. I'm solidly not in that camp anymore. I'm over it. Speaking of which, this is my
people kept enjoying worse things. It's not my fault.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. I think this might make a great segue if it's appropriate. I don't want to cut anything off.
Sorry, hold on 1 second. I just wanted one more thing about Steven is I love that they picked a picture for him, like the exposed genital thing, where it says Jesus is Lord on his shirt. I love that. That's such a nice, that's a great. Whoever made that, chef's kiss there.
That does remind me one last Steven Crowder thing. Was that I was thinking about it, and I have this uncle who is so divorced. He's the most divorced guy you could ever picture.
Debatable. I've seen a lot of divorced guys lately.
He sits in a little chair and plays Age of Empires all day and sleeps in a twin bed. He is so divorced. I love him. He's so divorced.
I was gonna say, it sounds pretty nice.
Oh yeah, he
seems
rules.
pretty divorced. Yeah.
Hi Tim. I'm sorry you're so divorced. You're still family to me. But anyway, my whole point was that my uncle is that divorced, and Steven Crowder is still more divorced than him.
The most divorced man he might be.
Yeah,
very true.
Just
very
spiritually, there's I speak a lot about tapping into the divine feminine energies or the divine male energies. He's just tapping into the divine divorce energy at all.
It's an archetype.
I don't think that energy is divine. I think that energy is cursed. But I don't know.
It's the pleather couch chaos dragon just within him. All right, sorry, that's all. I had to get one riff in. Go ahead, Phil.
All right, let's see if I can make this work. Speaking of the let people enjoy things camp, the Hollywood, the writers are on strike again this week. I don't think this has happened in many years. I don't remember when it was. Late 2000s, somewhere, the 2008 or something. The last time we had a writer's strike.
I believe it was 2007.
All right,
2008. Yeah.
Thank you, Willow. Always knowing the facts. I'm always kind of guessing, but when
I got that from a meme, so we'll see.
Okay. All right, fair enough. I feel more vindicated now. But there's a lot to unpack about a writer's strike that we could all talk about if we want to. But the thing that really came through to me is I found it. I don't know, on Facebook, but now it's already on Know Your Meme. There's these images going around of Marvel superheroes. They're locked in shackles and chains. It says they all have the common thing, hashtag in union greed. And then they have different titles that say, set us free. Kids need heroes.
This is so insane, dude.
And then there's a tweet. Thank God this is here.
Once again, using the kids as human shields in your
I believe this has got to be fake.
Crusades.
The person that tweeted this has no profile picture, so I'm actually going to fall into I'm going to believe this is made up for the laughs. But the tweet says, I think I speak for everyone in the creative community when I say that greedy writers' profits aren't worth as much as the joy superheroes bring to people all over the world. So, WGA, in your strike now and give MCU back to the rightful owners, the fans. Like, please, God, touch grass it's not even appropriate.
Back to the fans.
I refuse to believe that's real.
Yeah, I don't either.
I don't know. Does it have a blue check though? That's if it does, then it's
not.
Real. Okay,
it does not have a blue check.
Okay.
What the blue check? Why does that make it real? Like somebody could pay $8.
Anybody who posts that will have a blue check.
Credulous dorks in the world.
Yeah.
What is the @ Because I'm going to investigate this person.
Look at Brad Tromel. Check the show notes and you'll see the screen cap in the I don't know.
I'm gonna feel so bad if this is just like some like 4-follower like dad from Ohio who's like, I love to take my kids to Marvel movies, and I'm like, let me go fucking see what this asshole says.
I don't believe it's real, but I do appreciate that someone spent that much energy on, if this is not real, making these images. One of them looks like it's probably AI generated because I think it's kind of supposed to be like Thanos, but it doesn't quite make sense. Like his face is metal for some reason. I don't know what's happening. I don't know who this hero is supposed to be. I was guessing it was Thanos, but now I don't know. But also what's weird is Thanos is hugging a child in this. Like that doesn't track either.
Also, the child is gray-green.
Yeah. Very disturbing.
Actually, we didn't need to make this racial. I don't. That was.
Oh no! Oh no! It's me, isn't it? I'm the person.
You. It's. Yeah.
You're gonna be gaslit this episode, Ashley.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm racist, guys.
So what I think about this is really funny to me is that this probably is an exaggerated version of actual real life responses people had to a writer's strike. Like I did see somebody posting like, last time there was a writer's strike, it ruined my favorite shows. And I'm just like, fuck off. Like it's shows. Like you don't care about the people that make them enough. Like if you like your show that much, if you like your show that much, why wouldn't you care about the person making it? Like I don't get it. Like I don't want. How do you have such a disconnect?
Because they're not like, enjoying a piece of media that was like written by a human being. They're just like consuming a half hour of visual.
The fucking flow.
Great, love it. Yeah, the slop must flow.
Slop must fucking flow.
Well, I'm like, do we want to know? Do we want to know what Know Your Meme has to say about Brad Trammell?
I assume if it's on Know Your Meme, it's got to be fake.
Yeah, I don't want to. You know, spoiler alert. Hashtag MCU. Fucking. Okay. So apparently, Trammell is a quote unquote documented internet troll.
Okay.
That's not a quote. It's actually a
we
link
pretty much called it. At least we can get fooled this time.
I'm thinking it's a fake. There we go, baby. Hire me, Marvel. I'll break that line. Come on.
It's highly probable that the MCU posts are additions to Trammell's oeuvre of weapons-grade liberal. I cannot read tonight. Weapons-grade liberal cringe, as he's called it in the past. So this is a bit for him. I
like how you pulled an Alex Trebek on us with the accent there. You're like, oeuvre.
Also, I'm sorry, but liberal cringe is absolutely the name of a Democratic staffer.
Hi.
But again, I mean, it's pretty easy to detect that this was not real, like just kind of like by, well, at least for me, intuition. But again, I'm saying it does echo people's real posts that I've seen on the internet already.
Yeah.
I'm just like, somebody was like, yeah, the writer's strike ruined heroes for me. I'm like, what?
That ruined heroes?
Heroes for you. Not the fucking garbage movies they pump out and they force down your fucking throat. That didn't do it for you?
No. There was a show on NBC.
Care if it's written Heroes, well or not?
Specifically,
you'll watch it.
That show fucking sucked. And I don't think I would defend it.
Wait, what show?
Heroes. It was like literally called Heroes on NBC.
Oh, they were talking about that specific
show, yeah. Which is not a good show. I mean, ruining it is a very low bar. I don't even know how you claim that.
Oh man, they ruined True Blood season 5.
Well, we Ashley and I saw Beau is Afraid recently, and in the like before the movie, you know, like the trailers and shit, they had the Flash, right? And that the person who what's their name again?
Ezra Miller.
Ezra Miller. Didn't they do crimes? Didn't they do like horrible crimes?
Why they're a terrible person. Apparently,
that was it.
The movie should have been canceled, but people were like, the reviews are like, it's the greatest superhero movie of all time. And I'm like, yes, but it's like got a child molester.
Pretty cringe to me, so.
Oh man, I just had like the greatest McDouble of all time.
Cool. It's the best, worst garbage you've ever seen.
Well, you know, they all say that before the movies come out, and then a year goes by, and it's like literal, you know, fast food shit.
I mean, it did. The trailer did not seem that good. From
Michael Keaton's in it again.
The-
They could just people would just eat it up. They're like, wow, Michael Keaton's Batman, great.
The discourse around like Marvel movies, it happens in this weird cycle where it's like, this is gonna be the best movie that's ever been made, and then a year later the entire conversation surrounding it is just like finding different people to blame for why it wasn't the best movie ever made.
Yeah.
Every single one of them, they're like, actually it's because
I enjoy how the movies have the most hype possible for a movie, and that a year later I would like I can't watch it. I'm like, this movie is garbage. Like, there's nothing digestible here. It's just like people that worked out all their entire waking day life, whatever, strapped in vinyl suits to say, kind of vapid, cheeky lines. Like, I've been to every single one. Don't get me wrong.
yeah.
I am going to take the heat for that. But, like I like have this memory of the movie, going to see it in the theater. Like, oh, that was so cool. And I'm like, I'm going to fucking turn this shit on the TV and watch it. I'm like, wow, I can't like even pay attention to it anymore. This is not, there's no substance here, like.
Yeah, I mean, without the like extraneous elements of like, the theater experience, what do you really have with that movie? Like,
yeah,
if
without
you're
the
not
hype,
watching the colors and the big explosions on the big screen with the crazy speakers, what do you get out of the movie? And
Yeah.
I don't even think the
I
movie
will
is the part that
say-
gets it for me. I think it's the anticipation where they're like,
Yeah.
Captain America's gonna suck Tony Stark's fucking dick in this movie, bro.
I
Trust
might
me.
see that one then.
It's
Yeah, I
gonna
would-
fucking happen. And then like you
Yeah,
get
but
to
it
the
always
movie, you're
ends
like,
up just
he
being
almost
that.
sucked his dick. It almost happened.
They should hire you to pitch the movies. That would get the me demographic.
I'm
Yeah.
saying. I mean,
He's gonna suck them, dudes.
it's gonna fucking. Well, I would just make the teasers, the
All
trailers leading up to it, where like Tony's like got a face like this, like, and he's really close to Captain America. And Captain America's dick is out for some reason, which is, I don't know how you get that in a trailer, but surely we could. Kevin Feige
It's got a
could
little
work
helmet
on
on it though.
And I like I want to be
Nanobots.
clear too that like my issue with these movies isn't that they're like bad or like have no substance or they're trash. I love a bad, trashy, substanceless movie. It's just like you can't force me to think about them as the cinema, baby. Like it's not
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And,
Like-
it's a cringe culture more than anything else. It's like, it's this, the whole soy face fucking like.
Well, it's just this constant like demand of like give us more to consume. 40,000 movies and video games and TV shows is not enough.
Yeah.
Like it's like, dude, you've got to like Star Wars is another one like that where it's like
Yes.
Oh god, I
you
fell out of so
guys
fast.
have everything. You've been given as a fan base everything you could ever want. You are the spoiled golden
Yeah.
child of like fan bases.
Yeah, and
And
it's so
you're
much worse
so-
for it.
Whining and crying and bitching about every fucking thing. It's like, shut up.
It's so interesting because I was like, I loved Star Wars as a kid, right? And I wasn't like a complete nut, but I was like definitely one of a franchise that I really liked. I loved all the prequels. I was super into them. I loved the video games. I had toys and shit.
Yeah.
But it's like, and as soon as it got sold, and I was like, I tried to get back into it. I was like, oh, cool, like new movies, like I'll try it. I like watched the first one. I was like, oh, that was, it was kind of mid, and it didn't get my rocks off. I saw like another one, and then I was like, I just don't like this. I just don't like any of it. It doesn't do anything for me. I hate these characters. I hate everybody that loves this. I can't get into it, even though I look back fondly, and I really do like a lot of the Star Wars franchise from that era, even though it was kind of garbage. I mean, honestly, it was pretty terrible.
Yeah. There's just run of the mill, like decent sci-fi movies that there wasn't a ton of that growing up. The fact that
Absolutely,
something like that came out in the '70s, you're like, oh, this is like, there's nothing like this. But I can relate to you. I remember specifically as a child, I have like a specific memory of like sitting on the curb at my childhood home talking to one of my neighborhood friends about. I think when the prequels were starting to like, be announced and stuff like that, like, oh my God, this is so cool. More Star Wars movies. And we were like, what if they made those? And then what if they made like another trilogy after? And I was probably like 10 or something, and like, now that that's happened, you know, to be so excited about that as a little kid and then see it happen as an adult and be like, wow, this sucks so fucking hard. Like, how did that happen?
It's
How
a
did he let
real
us down? Like,
it's like Luke's hand got severed, and you know, it fell. You know, you see it falling through the galaxy, and then you know, it jumps forward in time, and you see it's turned into a monkey's paw. That's
wow, Willow, wow.
And also it's jerking off George Lucas.
Yeah.
I really do think I've come around on the fact that like I have the same thought process about like those pieces of IP, which is what they are. They're not stories any longer. They are pieces of IP. But like I feel the same way about them as I feel about like adults who almost exclusively read YA fiction. Where it's like I don't care that you're doing a stupid, unsophisticated thing, but you can't make me like you can't demand that everyone treat it like you can't demand to see it like a grown-up's table, I guess. Like you did like I really love shitty like Japanese like splatter movies. But I'm not gonna like write a four paragraph thread when it doesn't win a best picture. Like,
like imagine Disney buying up the IP for whatever like trilogy of Japanese splatter horror movies you're naming. Like imagine the alternate history where that was something that played. Like Disney's like, yeah, we're gonna create a cinematic universe around this. And
Tokyo Gore Police.
Disney presents a reboot of Ox and Split torturing 1976.
The updates on Ukraine are just like through the lens of Japanese splatter horror films.
And also
just like Tokyo.
Just like Battle Royale.
Battle Royale 87.
Oh my god!
I am to be fair. I always am comparing everything to Battle Royale. Very effective as a
really. If you think about it, all of Putin's wars are battles without honor and humanity.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Sorry, that joke is going to land for a few people, I think. It's worth it.
He's Voldemort, folks. He's Voldemort.
Well, speaking of, I think we should at least bring this up, and I may regret this, but speaking of Star Wars, today that we're recording this, it is May the 4th, which brings out the absolute worst, unfunniest motherfuckers on the internet, maybe on the planet. And I can remember when that joke was novel enough that, like, if you said it, people were like, oh, wow, I get it, because it's like the date and it's like the phrase. Like, I remember there was a time where that was not something everyone everywhere said on this day, but now it's like I loved Ashley. I think was it a comment first and then you posted the meme, or I don't know, like
so
J Polka shout out.
Piper Page made a post saying I love her, saying it's just like, if you say May the 4th to me, I'm gonna dump all of your Funko Pops into a landfill. And I was like, that's good. And then I was thinking about how what's his fucking name? Phil?
I don't know, Luke Skywalker. What do you mean? What are we talking about?
Kid Rock. Yeah, I forgot who Kid Rock was for a second.
Kid Rock?
What a wonderful mental, like, your mind palace for that brief moment where Kid Rock didn't exist. Oh my god, that had to be so nice for you.
And now I have to think about Kid Rock again. But it reminded me of how Kid Rock shot all those Bud Light cans, and I photoshopped Funko Pops in there instead.
But honestly, I would have to have the rare occasion where I agree with Kid Rock, and I'd be like, yeah, fuck yeah. Like Funko Pops and Star Wars is just destroyed. Like, that's, yeah, why not?
I do want to let people enjoy Funko Pops, but
you do?
Yeah. But again, like I still have, it's still on record that if they do an Elon Musk one, I'm out of here.
You can't convince me they did.
It's a matter of time.
I don't believe they don't have an Elon Musk Funko Pop. I'm very positive they do.
No, when he bought Twitter, I said, "This is it. Oh. It's gonna happen. I'm gonna die."
It's really fucked up that May 4th gets given to Star Wars dorks when really we could be celebrating Venice and Turkey signing the Treaty of Constantinople, which happened on May 4th. And I think
There you go.
is important as a personal cause because it does kind of reflect the beginning of a united global Latina belt.
Wow, nice.
Are you all familiar with the theory of the global Latina belt, by the way?
No.
I'd love to hear
Can
this.
you
I'm
explain?
going to send you a map with some parts of it that are highlighted, and
Okay.
these parts, the women are all Latinas. It doesn't matter. You're going to have questions and say, hey, isn't that? Doesn't matter. She's a Latina.
Okay.
Okay, looking forward to this.
And we'll can we
PDF.
throw this in a video episode maybe
North
as
Africans
a visual
or
guide?
Latina.
Always.
Yeah,
All right.
this is the global Latina belt, the worldwide Latina belt.
No Florida?
I think Florida's
Honorable mention?
getting like radiated, like cast off Latinas from
Okay.
like the South.
Okay, so
But
Italy
I
is
think
full
these are
of Latinas.
countries of origin for Latinas. But yes, Italy is full of Latinas.
Northern Greece, Latina. Southern Greece, not Latina.
But yeah, I think they were obviously playing a little fast and loose. I think you have to apply some discretion with
Some critical
The eastern coast of
reasoning.
Brazil is just not Latina for some reason.
Yeah, but like everyone who's born in the middle of the ocean off of the western coast of South America is
Yeah, they count. They count. Yeah.
but hopefully Phil has inserted a helpful visual guide for people watching because this is
Yes,
gonna
at
be
this
a really
point, the
shitty
screen is a
segment.
full image of the map right now.
Okay.
Definitely.
There's just like a one dot in the middle of Arabia and the top part of Saudi Arabia that is Latina, and then the rest of it is not, and Yemen also not Latina.
I don't
think
understand
they're
that.
kind of trying to like just do it like you fill in the rest of the lines, you know.
Okay, yeah,
Right.
it's okay, yeah. It's
Like
a,
I think the one
So
little
choose your
like
own adventure.
yeah.
What
like,
is
I think
happening
the
with,
one
like,
little dot
Japan
in the
and-
middle of like Italy? Like I think that's supposed to say probably all of Italy is Latina.
Oh.
yeah. Everything the red line touches is
Yeah.
Latina.
That is Latina.
Guam? Latina, apparently.
Well, I'm definitely Latina. I could have told you that.
Is it like an energy thing? This is like a vibes. They give if they're not technically Latina, they give off like North Africa has Latina vibes.
Yeah, I think that's the.
Okay.
I don't know this person. I don't know that they are a Latina at all.
Okay.
Oh wow. Well,
But I saw the initial image and I was like, "Yup."
I would have filled in like Iceland just to be like really, they throw a
confusing.
curveball there.
Yeah.
One dot on Greenland.
Yeah. So, my whole point was that Venice and Turkey signing the the Treaty of Constantinople
really
on May
set this
4th.
in motion, is what you. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's a win for the global Latina belt overall.
I'd count that
This
as
is
a
our
win.
day.
Yeah. Congratulations.
I'm glad that I left us on a bit that had a good route out of it. You know, I'm glad that I didn't just kind of leave us now here with this Latina belt thing.
Well, I was gonna go into the heroin, meth, and cocaine thing, but I thought that might be racist, so
That's a
I just
hard
didn't go
spin
there.
after the
Yeah,
Latina
little hard
belt.
spin there,
Mhm.
but it's the one I
Canada
want to
was
talk
not on the
about.
Latina belt, unfortunately. That's the problem. Is
This
We need a
belt
different
is
country.
holding up a lot right now. But our show is not one of them. Sorry.
So I'm sorry. You do have this Latina's interest. What's up with the meth store?
nice recovery. I like this.
You heard it, folks. We got one Latina. Apparently, there is a store in British Columbia Vancouver specifically that's just openly selling drugs at pretty incredibly high prices. But I guess if you're the only legit shop in town, you can do that.
I'll tell you if it's high. No, what's
I'm trying to find the. I saw a close up of the actual.
High. Good God. $220 for 2.5 grams of cocaine. That's
way too much.
Yeah, it's all like that. Like, oh man,
I'll take the Fent. That's fine.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
there it is. I can zoom in here. Okay, now, no, hear me out.
I'm listening.
$35 for 7 points of meth is like high, but it's not crazy. 50 a gram is like, all right, actually. 50 a gram's pretty solid.
Okay.
Now, what I will
But
say...
this is Canadian money, though.
Oh, I don't know what the fuck's happening then. But what I will say is 1 gram of heroin for $200 is absolutely batshit fucking insane. That is $80 max in the Midwest. Like,
wow.
It should not be any. That's crazy. You simply couldn't afford to have fun with it at those prices.
Wait. This article says that he's operating completely illegally. Like, what?
Yeah,
What?
they just don't do anything about it.
He,
They just
rules.
don't care? Okay.
Yeah.
He's just, I respect it.
I mean, honestly imposed.
To be fair, it is legitimately a good harm reduction strategy. As silly and funny as it is, like, this is theoretically a good thing.
Yeah.
I
don't object to it really, but it does. It is kind of open for,
There's a lot to consider.
There's a lot.
I will say that the price point of this store does maybe help. I guess it's prohibitive. I guess is that.
I just looked it up, and I think it's actually cheaper because when you 50 Canadian dollars is actually only $37.
Right. So that's the 200 would be more of a 148 US dollars.
Yeah, I'm not a math guy, but seems legit.
147.92
you know what?
is
I've
what
thought
you're
about
paying
it,
for the gram of heroin.
And actually, it's been long enough that I fucked it up. 80 is a half. 160 is a gram. So he is right on target. Never mind.
He's doing great.
In case you're wondering, you don't really buy grams of heroin.
You still have
that
to
much.
account for conversion.
He said that the hardest part has been sourcing some of the drugs because he tests everything and they're supposed to be completely pure,
Well,
and he said heroin is impossible to find because it's all fentanyl now.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. I'm all for decriminalizing all drugs. I think that's generally a good idea. But what's the point of this? Is he making a political statement?
I think he's making money. I don't know.
Right, and it is 100% fentanyl free,
which is cool.
That is the claim on
the sign. That's very impressive.
Yeah.
That makes it seem difficult for me to believe, but I don't know. I don't know anything.
I mean, they do make a point in this article to show, to talk about and show every picture of any drug says that it's been tested with a date. So, I mean, hey, if that's true, I mean, anybody could lie, but
I mean, I'm looking and now that I've put myself back into drug buying mindset, his prices are decent. He's checking IDs, he's testing the stuff, and you're buying it in a public, well-lit, open location, which doesn't sound like much, but is a huge deal.
Oh no, that sounds like a big deal.
It also says people have to sign a waiver saying they've done the drug before, which, I mean, of course, again, you could lie about that. But
just going in raw buying heroin.
I guess my thing is, that's a sticking point that a lot of people seem to have with open access to narcotics is oh, well, so that just anyone can get it. Normal people don't really want to do heroin. I found that out. That it's just like not normal to really want to do that. And I just don't see most people walking off the street and being like, God, I wasn't gonna be a meth addict, but then that shop opened up, and boy howdy.
$30 to clean my bathroom vigorously?
There's like a drug policy analyst in Vancouver who said this is the direct result of the government doing nothing. Apparently, they just don't enforce drug laws. They're like technically illegal, but they're not like enforced. Kind of like in New York, where like they basically at some point just no longer enforced marijuana laws, even though technically it's illegal in the city. They just don't enforce anything. Mm-hmm. So it's technically illegal, but functionally legal. I guess it's the same in Vancouver in general there.
Huh. So there's a quote from him. People are dying, Martin said, especially now they've allowed the entire province to do these drugs, but they've provided no clean and safe supply. They're getting it from the same supply that everybody's overdosing from. That makes a lot of sense to me because I think a big portion of like the decriminalization process is safe access as well. Like addiction and use doesn't go away now. Like you have to still provide that sort of infrastructure for it. And so, you know, if this guy is going to be the one to like take one for the team and do it, and it seems like he's doing everything in his power to do it responsibly and safely, more power to him, I guess. So like I had to bounce around a few opinions, but I think I've come around on this that like net good, honestly. Like
it seems kind of unassailable.
I've bought some
in the ways that I care about.
I've bought some pretty unsafe drugs in some pretty unsafe places. And I don't know. I think if this is an alternative that works, go for it. That kicks ass, man. Cool.
Also, he's got good vibes. I like the guy's vibes
too. He reminds me so much of this guy who used to go to the NA meetings that my rehab group would get bussed out to, and he would always like sign our little waivers saying that the meeting ended like 5 or 10 minutes after it actually did, so that we could smoke cigarettes really quick before the bus came.
Nice.
And he looks so much like that guy. It's funny. I think we all have a sort of degenerate like bonding glow that we can just sense each other. One of us.
So, who put the note in that says Texas high school under siege by raccoons? Because I did not see that, and I want to know more about that.
I would also like to know more.
If it's all in lowercase, it is always me.
That was my guess. Yeah, I'm glad that was confirmed.
But yeah, so that was me, and there's a Texas high school. This was reported today.
May the 4th be with
McCallum Texas High School in Austin. So I guess like a couple months ago, they found a dead raccoon in the wall in the school. And then a little later, they found another raccoon in a trap. And then a couple weeks after that, a trio of raccoons were spotted running through a hallway.
Like inside the building?
Yes. All of these were inside.
That's kind of cool.
One of the raccoon that was caught in a live trap was caught in a science classroom. The raccoon sightings inside the school have now, over the course of the last couple of months, become so frequent that they made like an Instagram account for their school called Mac Raccoon Updates.
Sick.
So they have like an infestation problem.
Yes, but check this out. There's a twist. So this student, he's a sophomore, he works for the school's newspaper and was writing a story about the raccoons. He was doing research. He uncovered the school's long, sordid past of raccoon problems. There are articles dating back from the 2010s, the early 2000s, and the 90s reporting on raccoons inside McCallum High School. This kid blew the lid wide open. How
does that even happen, dude? Like, they're like big things.
And it became such a thing that a representative of the school district had to release an official raccoon statement to the Austin Chronicle.
Oh my God.
Is that at least they have to make their mascot a raccoon? I mean, like that, you know, like no, you don't get that lucky where you're like, hey, we got a thing now. This is the school's thing. We got raccoons here.
I'm sending the
yeah.
McCallum raccoon updates Instagrams. One of them is, I think, a coyote, actually.
What?
That's definitely a coyote.
Those things are not interchangeable. What?
Well, to be fair, if you've already got the raccoon updates page, are you going to make a whole new coyote updates page for the school?
Well, that's a fox.
Oh, is it a fox? Oh, it's little.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that is a fox. Sorry, I didn't zoom in.
I
was thinking he looked too small.
Yeah, but I was thinking maybe it's bigger than I think it is. But yeah,
he has fox shaped like body and tail. That's not a coyote. This is my shit. I should have known right away. But no, yeah. So, congratulations first of all to Noah Braun, the sophomore who blew the lid off of this incredible story coming out of Austin.
Get him on with Gay Jared.
Yeah, Noah Braun, Gay Jared, maybe a couple of the raccoons if we could swing it.
You're going over the Latina belt with them.
The Patreon. We only have so much money we can support these maybe one raccoon.
Give him $5.
It does remind me. The other night I was going to go to bed. We watch a lot of YouTube these days compared to other TV, and you know, you just never know what's going to show up on your YouTube recommendations, right? So we're going to go to bed. We turn off the video we're watching. I think it was about like liminal spaces or something. It was nice. But then for some reason that led to a suggestion for a raccoon ultimate chip taste challenge. And this raccoon was put to the challenge of eating 8 different types of chips to see which was the ultimate chip, that it liked the most. And we watched this for probably 20 minutes or something. We were literally about to go to bed, but we're like, hold on.
What chip does it like?
We got to watch this fucking raccoon eat chips.
Okay. Can you tell us which one it liked the best?
Yeah, I mean, I got to build it up a little bit now that I know you're interested. I mean, it started with Sun Chips. It was like regular Sun Chips versus cheesy Sun Chips. Okay. It liked the regular Sun Chips better than the cheesy ones, which is a little strange to me, but it kept going and it did some trying to remember. I think it had barbecue Lay's at one point, which it really liked. Then finally Doritos Cool Ranch versus nacho cheese came into the mix, which is a subject close to my heart. Nacho cheese came out on top in that battle, and in the end was the winner. The Doritos nacho cheese was the raccoon's favorite chip.
Okay, that seems acceptable and good and right.
I'm just glad I didn't lose a raccoon to the
nacho cheese.
To the nacho cheese gang. Yeah. To the Cool Ranch gang. No, the raccoon did love the nacho cheese. So
that's beautiful.
We're united.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of preferences, do you guys like root beer? Root beer is like one of my favorite things.
I'm so glad you brought this up because I've been very curious.
I wanted to know because so like as a root beersman, that I get like
is that a thing?
It is now.
It's like a fisherman, a root beer.
It's like an old. The thing is, it's like I didn't know this because I always liked it, but it's like an old white guy thing.
It is.
Like, they love it.
That's
like old
really,
white dudes love this shit, and I've always loved this. It's always been like my favorite soft drink. Right?
Yeah.
Sarsaparillas, all that shit. But the thing is, a lot of people don't. They either just don't like it, or they think it's like a low tier soft drink, or they think it tastes like toothpaste. Some people, it's not. It's like this is like a common thing. To me, it tastes nothing like toothpaste. But,
no, I don't think so. Yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't have ever said that, but now I get there must be some sort of minty.
Maybe it's. I don't taste it at all.
I don't know. I like root beer, but it's because my dad loves it, and it reminds me of my childhood. So that's the only that's probably the main reason why I like it. but it tastes nothing like mint to me. So that's just like a
Well,
really
It has a
interesting.
spiciness to it, you know.
So
it does.
I'm looking this up. And it's sassafras root blended with spices like licorice and wintergreen.
Right.
Licorice and wintergreen.
What is that? That anise or whatever you call? I forgot. What
Yeah,
it's-
anise.
Yeah, licorice is anise.
Yeah.
I'm not a root beer fan, but I do have an adjacent love when it comes to sodas, which they are flavor wise not related at all, but for some reason they are grouped together by like A&W and other brands. Cream soda.
I love cream soda. That's my second favorite.
Really?
I think
that's a specialty flavor soda, right? Like,
well, the thing is, I find them to be very similar tasting, even though I don't know if they technically are. But it's because to me,
not at all.
root beer. No, I really do that. This
Cream
is my
soda
theory.
does not taste like root beer. No way.
I think they're in the same kind of family of soft drink, but
soda tastes like vanilla. What are you talking
it's the vanilla.
about?
But the thing is, most root beers have some vanilla taste to me, and a lot of soft drinks don't have any vanilla in them. So to me, they do have kind of a similar vibe.
I guess my problem here is like I've tried cream soda, but for the most part, like I do kind of have to recuse myself here because I don't drink any soda like regularly. The only time I drink soda is like as a mixer with alcohol. So I can't really like speak to flavor comparisons of most sodas, but I do know cream soda because an old bartender when I was like 17 put me on to whiskey and cream soda, which is amazing.
Yeah,
Super good.
Well, I mean, also in the same vein, I don't know if you ever heard of this. Obviously, root beer floats are a thing. I remember one time I traveled to Chattanooga to see a friend, and I'd never heard of this, but like a Guinness beer float is apparently a thing. Have you ever heard of that?
That sounds good.
Yeah,
that does sound good, actually. I like a good Guinness, man.
I feel like with root beer and cream soda, I feel like they're in the same family, but root beer tastes more brown.
Yeah,
it's a brown drink, and like cream soda is cream. So
I don't know.
Yeah, it just
I don't
it's
know
just
that
sugar.
I've ever had a cocktail that has root beer. So I don't know that I've ever actually tried root beer. I've smelled it.
There was a very popular not your dad's root beer, like maybe
that shit was so
5
disgusting.
years ago.
I remember
I hated
that.
it. I remember
no.
multiple people getting it for me. Like if I went to like a party or one of our friends' house, and they'd be like, "Hey, Matt, you love root beer. I got you this," and I'm like, "I fucking hate this. It tastes like shit."
I also did not like that.
It tasted like fucking shit.
It was so hard to get drunk off that shit because it was syrupy and it was like
so sweet. Oh, it was terrible, dude.
4%.
I'm like, no, I like to drink my root beer, and then I drink my getting drunk drinks. I don't never the thing shall meet. I like them for different reasons, but root beer doesn't need to have a mixer. I think it tastes shitty with other stuff, but I think maybe it could be good with if there was like a certain type of liqueur in it. Like, I don't know. I can't think of one.
I was thinking like maybe rum, but that's like too much sugar for me personally.
Maybe rum. I don't. Yeah, I don't know.
Like a vanilla liqueur.
Yeah, maybe like a vanilla. Like what's that one? 65, 45 or something like that. I forget. It's a vanilla liqueur, but yeah.
Have you guys ever had cream pie sodas? Those are just.
Phil,
really,
Phil,
I make them myself.
Phil.
Sorry.
Well,
speaking of controversial beverage flavors, I guess piss guys are back in the news.
Oh my god!
I asked
piss
for
guys are
mention.
back, baby.
Back.
We haven't talked about piss on the show in quite a while. I feel like it's way over. It's probably been like 40 episodes or something.
Piss
But
guys here.
we used to talk about piss a lot, by the way. I don't know if you guys remember, but
I don't.
Didn't we just talk about a
Just
piss
kidding.
guy? Oh no,
Dylan Farnham.
that was a foot guy. Never mind.
Yeah.
We talked about foot guys last week. We're bringing back piss guys this week. I did ask Dylan if I could talk about this post. He didn't respond. I don't really care. It doesn't matter. It's a fucking post. You want us to talk about it. We know you want us to talk about it.
We know that, right? We know Dylan.
But if you post it, we can talk about it.
And
That's
it's public. Yeah, the post said idea, a piss bar where you can try different types of piss from around the world.
Just imagine the types of piss from the Latina belt. That's what I want.
Yes, yes.
That's the Latina belt piss is kind of like champagne, where it has a special
It's
designation.
only in the belt, mate.
Yeah.
Can it have Latina belt
Exactly.
piss
Also,
labeling?
it's like tequila versus
Yeah, it's sparkling piss.
It's the barrels that they put it in, I think.
Well, I mean, I think at face value, I can't take this post seriously, but I did want to talk about it because I saw in the comments. I think it was like Rue. What is their name? Rue Simone, I think, is the person that said, "Why would you say this? Don't give them this idea because they're gonna do it." And I was like, wow, yeah, delete this. This is one of those posts that needs like the gun that's, like, this is very appropriate. Piss guys it's going to happen.
This is like what I imagine will happen to the world when there's fully immersive VR. Like immediately that person's going to be like, opened up a piss bar. Like day one, there's going to be a piss bar.
This would be like more accurate representation of what Mad Max should have been. Like there's no water, so there's just like piss bars, and everyone's like, exquisite. Like,
So in this circumstance, well, let me ask in general, in this circumstance, or in Dylan's proposed utopian piss bar, what is the measure of quality? Is it like
if it doesn't have that many tannins?
Does color come into it? Like, are you looking for like a dark, like a deep?
Why did Matt and I both say tannins within 1 second of each other? What is wrong?
Because that's the only thing normal people know about wine.
It's true.
Yeah.
If you know anything about wine other than just the word tannins, you're some kind of like fucked up personality.
You're a weird little freak.
I'm imagining it in the world of Mad Max, where someone that has very clear pee is like, this is good shit right here. Like,
it depends.
A very hydrated person, but then like that. The very yellow stuff is like, wow, like this is like an IPA. This is
has like a screw cap. Yeah. So
barefoot.
You know how you can go to the grocery store and you pay like where you can like or wherever and you can pay a little extra for like daffodil honey where the bees only
Yeah.
So I imagine there are like piss slaves in this Mad Max universe.
Of course.
Where they're like, like the cows that only eat milk and honey or are only fed milk and then they, and then it's the meat, but it's the piss.
The Wagyu of piss.
Yes.
Right.
Dude, this Tank Girl reboot sounds insane. I like the idea of like there would be like special e-girl piss where it's like they only feed on like Red Bull and Juuls.
Could you even imagine how terrible that piss would taste?
Don't
get
battery acid.
I know it's going to be nasty piss.
Battery acid, yeah.
This episode is going to create that. That's going to be a thing now.
You speak it into reality.
Yeah, you can find our piss in the well, you know where it is.
Kielbasa Garage Store will be carrying all varieties of the Succ Post piss.
Yeah, get a Succ a Succ piss flight.
Now I hate to keep digging us into this hole, but I had one more thought, and it's that I remembered that certain narcotics are not metabolized fully through your urine.
Right. We've actually talked about this before.
Oh, yeah.
So if you, and I know that meth specifically, if you smoke a lot of meth and then you piss and then you drink the piss, you get high. I don't know that from personal experience, and I need to make that clear right now.
You need to hit up the guy from the BC drugstore. Maybe he wants to deal in meth piss.
We should go there and ask him.
How much for a fluid ounce of?
I'm gonna say that like probably you guys shouldn't take me to the heroin store.
No.
Here I am at the heroin store with Justine.
No.
We're just hanging out here.
Stop.
Can we go on like a field trip for my 6 years clean? It's coming up this month. Can we go to the heroin
we're gonna go to the McDonald's
store.
Place.
No. We're just gonna check it out, folks. We're just checking it out.
No.
By the way, don't know that we'll get another episode in before this. So can I pat myself on the back for 6 years clean really quick?
Yes, you can.
Bravo.
Good job.
You have
Thank you. I did the thing that all of you have done for most, if not all of your lives. Not do heroin.
That's not fair. Heroin seems like a great time.
It's not by choice.
It's that's the problem. Is like
exactly. So give yourself some credit there.
Yeah, man. You're great.
Thank you all. Thank you. I'm here, and
You're
yep.
not doing heroin anymore.
You're gonna have to cut that out. I don't know where I was going with the end of that.
No, it's
Sorry,
great.
man.
We love you, Justine, and we're glad you're here on the show again for several episodes in a row, but just in general, period, right? Like that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very truly.
and I can't think of a better way to round out another episode of the Succ. Episode 68 of the Succ, everyone. Please join our Facebook group, the Succ Shame Posting. Sorry, my child is screaming. Can y'all hear that? He's screaming bloody murder.
Can't even hear him a little bit.
This is traumatic.
Your mic fucking sound insulation
great
setup
mic.
must be incredible.
If you're enjoying the show, subscribe on Patreon, or even better yet, now on Spotify. You can subscribe to the show, and I guess join us next week for a bonus episode where Ashley is going to tell us about bone-in blowjobs.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yes.
I got to tell that horrible story.
We can't wait to hear about that.
Yeah.
Can't
gonna be
wait.
fun.
Shop at kielbasagarage.com. If I am mysteriously absent from the next episode, check Vancouver. Bye.
All right, everyone.
I've got to go now
Bye.
immediately for no reason. Bye.